Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Khabib Nurmagomedov, atau juga mungkin orang Indonesia bacanya Khabib Nurmagomedov, ya, artinya gitu dalam bahasa Indonesia. Ada sebuah fenomena dalam dunia olahraga MMA, apalagi ketika pertarungannya melawan Mekaner, itu sekitar kenaikan fans dari Indonesia itu bisa ratusan persen. Itu bayangkan bagaimana fenomena beliau kemudian menjadi daya tarik dunia MMA. Ini menjadi fenomena yang sangat luar biasa. Bagaimana dia juga nggak pernah kalah, tapi sebaliknya dalam hidupnya dia juga membawa attitude seorang muslim yang baik. Ini yang luar biasa sekali. Dan sepertinya hal yang terjadi di pertandingan terakhir. Jadi setiap pertandingannya adalah sebuah drama. Hal yang terjadi di pertandingan terakhir ini drama yang bisa dibilang puncaknya drama, karena akhirnya dia menyatakan untuk retirement. Bagaimana reaksi orang-orang, termasuk reaksi saya ketika kemenangan terakhir? Ini dia.
Khabib Nurmagomedov, the eagle rises again.
Oh my God!
Pegang lu ya. Oke. Wih, palanya diputing. Nah, dapet. Oke. Ya, diambil, diangkat. Ya, udah belum? Tapping. Ya Rob. Khabib. Nah, itu kan reaksi kemenangannya. Bagaimana reaksi orang-orang saat dia mengatakan retire? Shocknya kayak gimana? Coba lihat stoknya.
Today, I want to say it was my last fight, and no way I'm gonna come here without my father. It was first time when, after what happened with my father, when UFC called me about Justin, I talked with my father, my mother, 3 days. She don't wanna I go fight without father, but I promise her it's gonna be my last fight, and if I give my word, I have to follow this.
What?
Sudah diubah?
I'm gonna come here without my father. It was first time. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Someone take his.
Jadi teman-teman, ini kabarnya mengejutkan, apakah benar atau enggak, bahwa ini adalah akhir pertandingan dari Khabib Nurmagomedov, karena diawali dari berkarir dari ayahnya, kemudian ibunya meminta untuk tidak bertanding tanpa ayah. Itu dia kan, banyak fansnya yang bersedih, termasuk kita juga yang ada di Indonesia. Nah, tentunya juga sekarang akhirnya alhamdulillah kita punya kesempatan untuk ngobrol dengan pelatih dari beliau, ya, yaitu seorang pelatih yang ketika pertama kali dari ke Amerika di American Kickboxing Academy kalau nggak salah ya. Dia menjadi pelatihnya sampai sekarang ya, mendampingi ayahnya almarhum. Nah, seorang pelatih yang kemudian men-share kegiatan dari Khabib dan juga timnya di sosial media itu seperti behind the scene atau backstory dari kehidupan Khabib yang isinya sebenarnya juga fun, lucu-lucu dan bahkan mungkin menarik sekali. Seperti apa profilnya? Inilah dia Javier Mendez. Oke, baiklah. Langsung saja kita sudah terkoneksi dengan Javier Mendez atau Mr. Jav gitu ya, yang tentunya juga sudah siap ngobrol bareng kita. Ayo kita mulai. Halo Javier, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Good. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, sir, I call you Javi or Javi or because Indonesian sometimes we misspell some English. Javi?
Oh, it's Javier, but most people just say Hab.
Oh, Jav, yeah.
So Javier,
Javier.
anything, fine. I understand. When you call my name, I know. May not say it right, but it's okay.
Yeah, my name is Ari. I'm from Jakarta,
Ari.
Indonesia, and firstly, pardon me if probably my English is not very good. I mean, not really properly spoken. As long as you can understand what I'm trying to say,
No.
that's fine.
I understand you perfect. You speak really well English, really good English.
Oh, really? Thank you very much. Okay, how's the pandemic there? Is it everything okay?
Yeah, everything's great. You know, I'm here right now by myself. I'm waiting for the team to come the end of January 5th for us to start training for the EFC, which is Khabib's new league, and it's in honor of his father. It's his father's tournament. They're doing one here September 15th in Abu Dhabi or Dubai.
Abu Dhabi.
Sure. I think it's Abu Dhabi. It might be Dubai.
So the upcoming show is Khabib very own.
Khabib's own promotion called Eagles Fighting Championships.
Wow, that's very great news. So after retirement, Khabib now producing his own competition. That's great.
Yeah, his own competition. He's got Eagles Mobile too. So he's doing his own telecommunications called Eagles Mobile. And he's doing a whole bunch of projects. Yeah. No, he may be done with fighting. Who knows? Maybe he's not done with fighting. I don't know. I don't ask. You know, if he wants to fight, he fights. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But we do know that he's taking care of the team. And with him and I, we're both taking care of the team. And he's throwing a promotion called EFC. You know, and they joined forces. Yeah, he joined forces for this show with UAE Warriors, which is a great organization. It's probably the best show in the Middle East. And they're doing a show together on January 15th here in the United Emirates. Yeah.
Is it being on our live on online somewhere?
So you can find it online. I'm pretty sure you can. I don't know where, but I'm pretty sure you can find it online. Yes, I'm pretty sure you can.
So that's why. So you stay in Dubai right now for?
Yes. Because if I went home, they were going to lock us down in California, United States of America. It's on lockdown. So I'd go home. I'd have to be quarantined for 2 weeks, and then I'd have to be back here after. So it didn't make sense to go home. So I decided just to stay here. Makes it easier. You know, I don't have to worry about the traveling, the jet lag, or the potential hassles of not being able to fly out.
But you are so lucky because you are there. You're being served by the prince himself in Dubai. The
Well,
seat is wonderful and the treatment is very good. I saw in Instagram how your life is pretty fun. You do some barbecues and things like that. Do training, do some jokes and things like that. Where everybody here looks at in your Instagram is like behind the scenes about almost all of the stuff, the fun, the laugh, the everything there. Oh
yeah,
my God.
I post some funny stuff that goes on between, you know, the fighters and myself and or themselves, and you know, and yeah, it's great. The culture, the Muslim culture is, I think, is the best culture in the world. They treat you with so much respect. All religions are great, but our Muslim culture for me has been very receptive, you know, and I'm sure it's because of Habib. And regardless, it's a beautiful religion, and you know, I've met nothing but beautiful people through that are involved in the Muslim culture, religion.
Well, actually, in Indonesia, me following your account in Instagram since, if I'm not mistaken, around September or October, since when Habib like posting in social media, like say that you are the guy who would replace the place of his dad. I mean, what make him trust you on this probably a very what do you call it, hard place? And
Um,
then,
well, I never looked at it like I replaced his dad because I met him in 2012, and I've done everything I've been doing then. You know, talking to him, you know, mentoring him, and maybe the only thing is now he doesn't have his father to get guidance from. You know, whereas before he had his father and me. Now he just has me guiding him, and but as far as me taking any particular role, no, nothing's changed with me. I'm still the same. I'm still just his coach and his friend, and you know, I advise him on coaching matters. But his father's different. He advises him on business matters, family matters. He doesn't come to me for those things. So him and I, we have a relationship. It's a loyalty based, and it's forever, lifelong relationship. But it's not a father-son relationship. It's more of a coach
coach and
and
buddy.
student. Yeah, coach student. I think it's going to remain the rest of our lives, and I'll always be with him. You know, I'll always be by his side, and he'll always be by my side, and that's the loyalty part.
Oh, that's great. So how do you guys met anyway?
In 2012, I had one of my fighters, King Lo Moal, who was a Muslim fighter, and he said that he had this person from New Jersey that's training in New Jersey. They wanted to come train with us, and it was okay. And I said, absolutely, no problem, let him come. So that's how he came. He came through King Lo Moal, and we, you know, when he came, he knew no English, no
Oh,
English.
and he learned to speak English by by training every day, and then
Yeah, by training and talking to the guys, Daniel Cormier used to goof around with him a lot, and so he talked to a lot of the guys. They teach him stuff, and he'd learn. I mean, he learned pretty quick.
it means that you already know him for about 8 years now, yeah?
8 years, correct?
Eight years now. Firstly, when you
Yeah.
met him, uh, did you know that he would be a champion someday?
I thought when I first met him, I said, this guy's incredible. Man, look at him. He dominated everybody first day. Everybody. He's never been dominated one time in the gym, not one time. And I thought that, you know, I said, man, this guy could be great if he would only listen, because I would tell him to relax, and he kept going harder on me. And I'm like, man, this guy, he needs to learn to listen, right? And, you know, coach, every time you tell me to relax, I used to think that meant go harder. So that's why I used to go harder.
Probably in Russian, it meant relax. In Russian,
Yeah.
probably it go harder.
And he thought that meant go. He goes divide, divide, divide. You know, which means go, go, go. And so he didn't know that relax meant slow down, relax. He thought it meant go harder. So then I realized, oh wow, so okay, he does listen. He just didn't understand the language.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's great. Then, so as a coach, you can measure a fighter attitude. I mean, the how a guy can be a champion? How is the attitude that somebody has to have to be a champion? So I mean,
Well, they have to.
not
They,
only a fighter, probably in other kinds of stuff, other kinds of field. Yeah, what is the attitude that
they have to learn to listen. They have to learn to listen. They have to want it. Like for instance, in 2012, I started talking to Habib about Muhammad Ali, and the reason why I considered Muhammad Ali the greatest of all time, and not because of what he did in the boxing ring, is what he did outside. How he helped people, how he was there for people, how he was kind to people. And I said that to me is what defines a great leader, a great champion. And I said, you want to be great, you be like Muhammad Ali. You're not Muhammad Ali, but be like him in the sense, in your own way, help people, be good, stay good to your faith, stay good to your family. And I go, and then you will get people to love you, because that's the way you're supposed to be. If you want to be, at the place like the Muhammad Ali status, then you need to act like it. And you need to show people that you are that kind of person. And he already was doing that. His father had been talking to him about the same things. So between his father and I saying the same things, it just made his belief stronger. But his father raised them to be that way from the beginning. So it's just something that I added to it. But his father was already raising him to be of that belief and caring for people and helping people. He was already doing that.
Mashallah. So he got so many good stuff from the spiritual, the physical, everything. He absorbs all the good things that probably he learned a lot, yeah, from Muhammad,
Yes.
from you, from the father, and then
Yes.
probably that makes him
Yeah.
today. Oh, that's
Yes, I agree. The father, number one, number two, me coming in helping. Yeah, I believe that's what defined and made him number one father. Number one. That's why I always say father's plan, because his father is not a striker. He's a grappler, and I'm a striker. So I used to always tell him, I want you to use father's plan, father's plan. But we devised ways of how to use father's plan. It's not just like go in and wrestle. You just can't do that, because you do that. These guys are so good. They'll catch you coming in, and you'll get beat up. You can't just come in and try to put pressure on people. There's ways you have to work on doing it to be able to be effective. Him and I have been working for 8 years on how to pressure people properly, and he's a master at it. Habib's probably got the highest fight IQ of anybody I know that's ever fought. He's incredibly smart. He knows how to do it. He knows when to do it. And he does take risks, because he has done things where, I'm like, what are you doing? Stop it. Standing with the guy longer, like Michael Johnson, standing with him because he wanted to, and I didn't like it. Conor McGregor stood with him. I didn't like it. But the last two fights with Justin Gagey and Dustin Poirier, he didn't stand right. He did it perfect. He did father's plan the way it was supposed to be, and you see the results. And that's the kind of person he is. He very smart. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to do it, and he's learned really well from his father. And of course, yes, I did help, but his father was the majority of the mental teaching. The physical, the striking, that was all me, of course, and a few other people, but mostly me. And the approach and how to get in, that was me, but not the control on the ground and not how to handle people on the ground. That's all his father.
wow. So he combined all of the good stuff from every aspect. That's great. Then
I combined it. Yeah, like what I equated to, I tell somebody that asked me, I said, look at it like this. He already came in a great foundation. He already was a nice house. All I did was add trimming to it. I just added different color paint. I added a sprinkler system. I did those things, but the house was already sound. There was a great foundation already. I just added things to make the house prettier. That's basically what I did.
wow, he got the right coach. Actually, everybody here when we saw Habib on the fight, he's like somebody who do the counting. I mean the real timing, when to get in, when to get out, and when to what do you call it? When to what do you call it in English?
Strike.
Yeah, when to strike and
Yeah.
things like that. Full of counting, and then the time is right. I think it was like
Yeah.
seeing dramas on the MMA.
Yeah, if you listen to the audio, and you can see me directing him, I'm directing him how to strike, when to strike, when to shoot in. So if you watch the behind the scenes and you hear my voice, you can hear I'm directing him what to do, and he's following it. He's following the instructions. He's following the punch to the takedown. He's following all of it: attack, 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 pressure, pressure, pressure. He's doing it all. He's doing everything I'm telling him to do. Obviously, if you don't hear it, you don't know what's going on. He's just fighting that way. But if you listen, you can hear me telling him exactly how to fight.
I saw this. I saw some footage of the what do you call it? The outside octagon sounds, and when all of his friends like the emotional what do you call it? Emotional cheer or things like that. But you keep calm and say that calm down. Yeah. And on the video, when you said, "Calm down, help him." Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes, yeah, probably some of his friends like us in Indonesia when we saw the fight like that, the emotional comes out without the what do you call it, the countings or the calmness,
Adrenaline.
and then you keep calm in doing that, and you keep giving some what do you call it, the
Advice.
instructions, yeah, the advice. So actually, Habib on octagon when he fight, he heard
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
Oh, I thought that when a fighter doing the fighting, they cannot hear anything, just fight, or they can hear.
Some can't, some can. He can hear me. Not all fighters can listen and hear well, but he can. He's been able to listen to what I've been telling him to do. Yes.
And talking about hearing, it's kind of it's outside the topic. Talking about the MMS fighter or the fighters in on the octagon, they have a very unique ear. Is it the very unique ears because of there's so many punches on the ear or things like that, or anything else on the
Oh
ear?
no, grappling. When they smash their ear, the cauliflower, it hardens and it gets all, yeah, like Habib's here. You can notice on it there, it's all hard. It's cauliflowered. Yeah, it's ruptured. Yeah, so yeah, no, that a lot of them have. But most grapplers have that.
Because I see almost all of the fighters have the same shape of it. Oh, it's because of the grappling, yeah.
Grappling, yeah, they're grabbing on their ears, they're munching their ears, they're scrunching their ears, and they just eventually it cracks, and then it just puffs up, and if they don't drain it enough times with the blood, it gets, if they drain it not enough time, it gets hardened, and then the only way to fix it is through surgery. But most of the fighters get it drained. A few of them have had surgery to correct their ears, but like Habib's ear, he can have surgery and get it fixed if he chose. But I don't know if he will. Some of them like their ears like that.
It's kind of unique, I think. I mean, it's kind of a trademark.
It's their trademark, it's their badge of honor, and yeah. So I myself wouldn't want an ear like that, but they don't.
So yeah, we don't have to say anything. If somebody have the ear like that, it means like he is a fighter. So it's like a trademark.
More likely he's a fighter, a grappler, something of that. Yes.
And as we know that Khabib won 29 professional fights. Now, you as the coach, have you ever see him lose a fight in training?
Never.
No, in training, even in training.
Never. He might have lost a round here and there, but he's never lost a sparring session. Never been tapped out. No one's ever tapped him. Never.
Oh, that's great. I thought it only happens on the octagon, but outside octagon, he
No.
probably never. Wow, that's great then.
But keep in mind, I never let him spar with bigger guys either. He sparred with people his size, or maybe a teeny bit bigger, but not much. And I never let him spar with a Luke Rockhold or a Daniel Cormier or those guys. They're too big. But anybody his size, he never lost, not one time.
Well, you'll take a good care of him. And then, as a coach, sometimes there are something as a student and coach. Sometimes the student not obey the coach or things like that. Have you ever mad at him?
Never.
Never.
No, never.
Or the other way around, probably. Because
Yeah,
the
I've seen him mad, not at me, but I've seen him mad at somebody else, a heavyweight fighter he was a dumb fighter, and he kicked Khabib's head, and Khabib went chasing him all over the gym trying to get at him because I mean the guy kicked him full blast, and the guy was explaining something to him, and explaining it to him, he kicks him full blast in the head. So Khabib went after him, and the fighter went running all over the place. I had to stop it, otherwise it would have been bad.
Do you have the video on that?
No,
No. I read that in the beginning, Habib refused to wear some kind of a
mouthpiece. Never
Yeah.
wore mouthpiece.
yeah.
And I never knew. And they told me, the fighters go, Coach, you tell us you always have to be professional. You have to wear mouthpieces at all time. Khabib doesn't wear a mouthpiece. I go, what are you talking about? He does. He goes, no, he doesn't. So I called him. Well, he was sparring. I go, Khabib, come over here. He goes, yes, Coach. I said, you have a mouthpiece? He's shaking his head. He goes, no, Coach. I go, show me. He shows me his teeth and no mouthpiece. I go, what are you doing? I go, you gotta wear a mouthpiece. You gotta be a professional. You cannot spar without headgear. You cannot spar without mouthpiece, and you have to spar with the mouthpiece. I go, accidental headbutts can take your teeth out. You don't know. And he goes, yes, Coach. Yeah, after that point, he never sparred without a mouthpiece. He's never sparred without a headgear. I gave him a Everlast headgear that still to this day, every time he wears that thing, that's the only thing he wears to spar, and he taped up in the whole bit. And that Everlast headgear, I swear to you, is probably worth about $1 million. Someone will probably pay $1 million for that thing. He won't part with it though. He won't part.
Well, because probably his culture in Dagestani, probably, yeah. He doesn't, he didn't do the mouthpiece for everyday wrestling.
They didn't do it back over there, and I said, no. You're a professional here. You got to wear everything. So he learned that. And he's never, from that point, ever not wore a headgear, and never a mouthpiece. Always had it. Always.
And Javier, as a fighter yourself, as an attacker style of fighters, in your opinion, which fighters that the hardest opponent for Khabib?
The hardest opponent for Khabib would have to be the grapplers, the guys that can last on the ground, but there really hasn't been any, So there is no lightweight in the world that can stop Khabib from taking him down. None. Zero. And he's proven that. Everybody thought Justin was going to be the guy. Everybody thought Justin was going to, even Justin thought. And look what happened. He got taken down. It's just too much. It's one thing to talk. It's another thing to be in there with Khabib and have the pressure put on you and how he does it, when he does it. And not only you got to worry about the pressure, but you got to worry about being knocked out because he can kick you, he can punch you. I mean, if you watch the fight, he hit him with a good front kick that hurt him. He hurt him with the left knee to the head. I mean, and he punched him a lot. So Justin didn't know what was going on. He wasn't prepared for what he got in front of him. And look what happened when Khabib took him to the ground very easily, submitted him.
So among those fights so far in the octagon, the all 29th, which one is the hardest one?
The hardest one was Connor, and even though that was the hardest, he still destroyed him. So who was really hard, really, right?
Yeah.
And the hardest was Connor, but he destroyed him.
Yeah.
So how hard was Connor? Not as hard as you think. Not for Khabib. If he was hard, it would have went to a decision, and it would have went a split decision, Khabib, but it wasn't. It was a wipeout. So he was the hardest, but he wasn't hard. So that tells you how great he was.
I thought you said on the interview that said that Khabib let Conor stood for rounds. It's on purpose. It's on purpose.
He said it on purpose just to show him he could stand in the third round. He stood with him. And I told him, I said, hey, now I know you proved you can stab them. Please go back to father's plan. Okay, coach. What happens? He goes, father's plan chokes him out.
And also, how did he beat Goche is also his plan as well, on purpose as well. How they, because the parents
Gaethje,
Gaethje,
yeah,
Gaethje.
he knew that Gaethje wouldn't tap, and he didn't want to break his arm because he knew he wouldn't tap, so he decided to choke him. That would be better because it was in front of his parents, and he wanted to be mindful of that. So yes,
Oh yes, that is the probably he's a very tactical person. Yeah. Uh,
yeah,
as we know, probably many Indonesian fans knows Habib started mostly when the fight against Conor. It was like a drama happening on the press conference and after the fight as well when he jumped outside the octagon and things like that. Is it really happened that kind of a, I mean, the brawl is very like a chaos. I think some people on the entertainment or probably on the sport business said it's a drama, it's a setup for making the fights look great. And as a witness, you're on that place. Is it really happened? The fight, I mean, the drama is it really true happen? It's real?
yeah. Well, listen to this, okay. When he got the fight with Conor, the very first day I told Khabib, he's going to come after your father. He's going to come after your country. He's going to come after your religion. He's going to come after Ali. He's going to come after everything because he's done it before. So please be aware of it. Don't let it accept you. He's trying to get riled up. Every time I meet Khabib, he's going to come after your family. He's going to come after, stay relaxed, stay calm. Don't do nothing. The calmer you are, the more you win. The calmer you are, the more you win. Stay relaxed. Don't let it affect you. He's coming after your country, your wife, your father, Ali, your religion. So he's going to do all the bad things that no fighter should do. And that is probably the only reason why I don't respect him as a person is because he did those things. If he'd have just come after Khabib and talk about Khabib and whatever, call Khabib an ugly monkey or call him whatever, I'm okay with that. But you came after a religion, which is a no-no in my opinion. You came after a country, another no-no. Now you came after his wife. That's another no-no. And then his father. You called his father a rat. You did so many bad things. So to me, he's a bad person. He's not a good person. And, I can't take away how great he is, but I can't say he is a bad person. And I don't particularly care for him because of those antics he did. He chose to use those. He didn't have to. That fight would have been great without him talking like that, without him building the drama like that. It would have been a great fight regardless. But him doing that just built the fire in Khabib. And then when the fight was over, I thought it was done. And next thing you know, I didn't realize. I told Khabib how to stay relaxed, calm, and control the whole thing. But I didn't tell Khabib anything about after the fight. After the fight, stay relaxed, stay composed. Once you demolished him, you proved everything. But nope, once you destroyed him, he was still angry. So what he did is he jumped the cage, but he went after Dylan Dennis. He didn't try to go after the coach because he's too old, too respectful. So he went after Dylan Dennis, who was the younger fighter, who was talking about him the whole time. And so that's what happened. And I don't condone what he did, but I can understand why he did it.
Well, we are wondering why somebody would do that kind of stuff as a fighter, even as a fighter. I mean, that is part of tactic or part of the
Part tactics. It was
is it marketing? Is it tactic or marketing?
No, tactics. It was warfare tactics on Conor's part. Khabib's part he had nothing to do with that. He wanted nothing to do with that. It was serious. It was serious from Khabib. From Conor, it was business as usual. For Khabib, it was serious. You don't attack my religion. You don't attack my country. You don't attack my family. No, it was serious for Khabib. For Conor, it was business.
Wow.
Let's talk now.
Stop.
Hey, let's talk.
Probably what somebody would do that if it is tactic. When somebody get personal and emotional, is it affected on the fight?
Yeah, if you let it get to you, it's a great effect. If you let it get to you, yes. Khabib didn't let it get to him in the wrong way. He used it in the right way. He used that energy that anger in the right way. And we worked on that, though. It was like, okay, no. We worked on it for 2 months. Every day I would tell him, even before we went out there to fight, remember, stay calm. He's going to do this, going to do that. And, yeah. But the talking was done by Khabib on the real fight day. He was saying, let's talk now. And Conor would say, it's only business. It's like, well.
It captured on the video.
So,
I mean, Habib handled it very good. I mean, everybody was like, it's more than just a fighter. He's inspirational for many Indonesian. The last time, in the last fight, Habib declared retirement. Did you know about it before in advance?
Zero. I had no idea.
It happens on the octagon directly.
It happened there. He kept it inside. I guess he had promised his mother this would be his last fight. He never told me anything. And so I was thinking, great, here we go. Now he's going to go 30, what his father wanted. Then he retired. And I'm just like, you look at him. I mean, he was in tears. He was just emotional. And who knows, at that particular time, emotions got the best of him, losing his father. I mean, that was his rock. That was his mentor. That was his love. That was everything to him, his father, So it was it's tough. I'm not his father. If he lost me, it wouldn't have been as bad as losing the father. That's tough, So, it showed. And his mother wanted him not to fight, was too much for him. And we'll see what happens. He's supposed to meet with Dana, and Dana's supposed to try to talk him out of it. I don't know. I don't get involved in that. I'm on Team Khabib. It doesn't matter if he fights or he doesn't fight. Whatever he does, all he has to do is look to the right. I'm going to be right there with him. So in retirement, in fighting, in life, look to the right. Your coach is there.
Wow, it's more than just a business. It's like, what do you call it? The loyalty. That's great.
Loyalty is number one.
Yeah. When we saw the last fight, that when he said about the retirement, everybody was like shocked because he's on the top now. He's on the top and he retired. It was like a real legend. I mean, everybody tried hard to be on top, and when he's on top, okay, I give it to him. Oh, what a legend! And then everybody would believe that he's still fit for another 2 or 3 years, probably. Another 2 or 3 years from now, we can see some fight from him if he's not retired. What about? What do you want to say about that? How many years probably if he's not retired? How many years he can be on top?
If he didn't retire, he could probably do 4 more years, good years. And also too, what the people don't know is going into this last fight camp, he came in sick. He had the mumps. The mumps, that's where the jaw's all swollen. So he couldn't train. He showed up September 11th. He couldn't train for 4 days when he got here. And I'm all concerned because, the fight's close. We're fighting a real super dangerous opponent. I wanted him to push the fight back, make it longer. He said, no, coach. He goes, give me till this day. If I can get back training, I'll show you. I said, okay, but if you can't get back to training, then you're going to cancel the fight and push it forward. He goes, yes, I'll do that. So he was able to work out. He worked out the first day with me. After 4 days, he worked out, and he was light. It was, okay. Second day, he did better. And we were going to work out the third day, and I asked where Khabib was, and they said he's in the hospital. And I'm like, oh, no. He got relapsed. It wasn't clear. So he was in the hospital for another 3-4 days, So here we are going ready to fight, and he spent more than 2 weeks, almost not 2 weeks, but of the 2 weeks, only 3 was spent training. The rest were in the hospital, so I'm like, oh no, we're done. We're done. We can't fight like this. It's impossible. So he gets out, and I said, hey, can we push the fight back? He said, no, coach, please show me. Let me show you this Friday. I'm going to spar. And if you think I'm good sparring, we'll go. Are you deal? He goes, okay, deal. So waited till that week. He started, and we sparred on Friday. He did okay. So I said, all right, no problem. Okay, we'll go. Then we had like 3 weeks left, right? And then he spars again. He did okay. Then the next sparring he injured his toe. And I'm like, talk to the doctor because we had a doctor there, and his toe was injured, and he goes, "Oh, it's just badly sprained." I go, "Okay, so we're okay then." Yeah, we're okay. But he couldn't do nothing, so he took 2 days off again, and then he came back to training, but he still wasn't right in that leg. And then, you know, we went to the doctor. We found that it wasn't sprained; it was broken. He had a broken foot. So now I'm going, oh my God. And they told him that it's not going to heal in time. You're going to need, it's still going to be broken by the time you fight, but it'll be a little bit healed. But we're going to give you cortisone shots to help the numbness. Well, I'm thinking, okay, fine. You still want to fight? I guess I can't stop you. So, you know, the next day he spars again with the broken foot. He did pretty good. I said, wow, okay, I like it. The plan was good. He followed the execution. So it was good. And the third sparring session, our last sparring session, he says to me, he goes, "Coach," he goes, "my foot may be broken, but my mental is not."
Wow.
And that's when I knew. That's it. Okay, it's a wrap. That's it. Done.
That's a wrap.
So he sparred again with Usman. And he beat Usman so bad. And then I said, oh, my God, even though he had a broken toe, he had the worst training camp ever. He looked the best he's ever looked. So let's just say he had no injuries. Everything was perfect. I don't know if he could have been any better than he was that day for that fight. He was so ready for that fight that it didn't matter. So I knew no excuses no matter what. Even if he'd lost, even with the broken toe, there wasn't going to be no excuses because he was ready to go. It didn't matter. He was ready to go, and his timing was right, and his mental was right. Everything was right. And the one thing what happened is when he goes into the fight, I thought they were going to give him the cortisone shot, the doctor was, and I asked the guys, and see, they're hiding things from me. They don't want me to know. So I said, hey, did Khabib take the cortisone shot? They go, talk to Khabib, coach. I'm like, what do you mean talk to Khabib? So I said, Khabib, did you take the cortisone shot? He goes, no, coach. I didn't want to take it. I wanted to feel what the pain was like. If it hurt, it hurt. I was going to feel it. And I said, all right, no problem then. Let's fight. And it's too late now. You know, you can't talk about nothing. You got to fight to win. So I just said I expect you to go and perform, and I expect you to follow the plan, Father's plan, 100% Father's plan. You follow Father's plan, you win no matter what. And he goes, no, coach, I'm going to follow Father's plan. And that's what he did. He did exactly what we worked on. We did video. On the video, you will see if it ever comes out, which he has all the video where we talk about the game plan. We're executing the game plan, so people will be able to follow exactly what he did. You'll be able to see the connection that he has with me. He just solely, after the minute breaks are over, he just pays attention to me. He just looks at me. And he waits for me to get instruction. Nobody else, just me. He's always done that. He always just looks at me and, okay, coach, what do you want? Okay, am I doing right? Yes. So you'll be able to see that at some point. He has all the videos, so it may come out at one point, the video before. And you'll see him limping on one foot because his foot's broken. You can tell it's very noticeable. He's limping, and he's sparring with tennis shoes on, one tennis shoe on because his foot's broken. You know, I mean, he's just, I don't know how to explain him other than I think he's the greatest fighter that's ever lived in MMA.
Before the fight, anybody knows about it? I'll probably publish on the media. No. So you keep it as a secret.
Yeah, nobody knew because if they knew, if he would have stomped on that toe, it could have been worse.
I see.
No, nobody knew. We weren't going to say nothing. No way. No,
so you guys just refill it after the fight, yeah?
After the fight, I let it out, and I didn't have to let it out because he won. And if he would have lost, I wouldn't have said nothing. I would just shut up.
Whoa.
You know, because he won. Well, but like I said, in all fairness, even if he had a perfect camp, I don't know if he would have been better than the Khabib I got that night. That Khabib that night was the best I've ever seen. So it didn't matter, broken toe or not. We had a great fighter, and if Justin did win, he beat a great fighter. He didn't beat a broken foot fighter. He beat a great fighter.
We have no idea. If you didn't tell me this kind of stuff, I have no idea that he has a problem with the legs. Oh my God, that's the mental of a champion. That's a very true legend. So after that fight, many people was like wondering what Khabib to do after. And then you said on the beginning of the interview that he started his own, what do you call it, his own championship, his own competition, and things like that. But we heard some rumors that said Dana White wants to, what do you call it, arrange
Talk.
another more another fight for Khabib. Is it true or just a rumor?
No, it's true. It's true.
It's
They're
true.
going to meet. They're going to meet. It's true. Dana's going to try to convince him to come out of retirement. I don't know what he's going to say. If he's going to be, if there is a chance, and I'm not saying there is, if there's a chance, it's GSP. If he can get him to GSP, and I don't know. He'd have to talk to his mother, number one. Without his mother's consent, he should never do nothing. You know, but because he promised her, so can't break your promise to your mother. Cannot. So if he gets offered GSP, and if he wants it, and if his mother approves it, then that's the only way. That's the only thing I see possibly happening. I don't know because, you know, honestly, I never talked to him about retirement.
Yeah.
Why'd you retire? It's not my business.
Yeah.
He's the fighter. My job is to stand by him, whatever he does, and that's what I do. I'm with him. It doesn't matter. Retired or not retired, I'm on Khabib's side. I'm with Khabib. You know, that's loyalty, and that's loyalty for life.
But the meeting with Dana haven't happened.
No, it hasn't happened. Khabib will show up probably next week, and I don't know when they'll meet, but they'll meet. They're going to meet. 100% they're going to meet. And I don't know. We'll see what happens, right? I'm thinking he's retired. But I don't know. I have no idea. It could be very well one of those things where, I don't know. Dana, you know what Dana's going to do? He's going to throw a boatload of money, and he's going to give him such enticing things because what's his job? His job is to promote the best fights, to make the most money. Well, what makes the most money for the UFC if not a Khabib and Conor or Khabib and GSP?
Yeah.
Khabib and one of it makes the most money ever. So why wouldn't Dana just give up on that? No way. He's not. He's going to go after that.
This fight with Poirier is trending bigger than the fight with you and Conor on pay-per-view. Imagine what you and Conor would do in another fight. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Doesn't mean Khabib won't take it, but it means that Dana will do what a great promoter always does, goes after the big whale fights. And that's what Big Dana's going to do. Love him or hate him, he's a great promoter.
Yeah.
He's done wonders for the UFC, and he will give Khabib an offer that's going to be incredible. But I don't know what's going to happen. We'll find out, right? I'm sure the world's going to want to know. I want to know.
I want to know.
I'm not going to talk to Khabib about it. I'm not going to say, "Hey, what are you going to do?" I'm going to be like everybody else. I'm going to wait, and whatever Khabib decides to do, coach is with him.
If I were you, I won't stay calm. I just want to know, what do you want to do? Well, what about I saw the poster about Khabib against Mayweather. Is it happening?
No, that's not happening. Now, there was a time there last year when Khabib was interested in that fight. Yes, 100%. Yes, he was interested in Conor. Fighting Mayweather. Yes, Khabib was interested in that fight. He said, "Coach, what do you think? Why not?" And I said, "Well, yeah, you can make it work. Go for it." So that was true. That was true. They did talk about it. Nothing came of it, but they did talk about it. Yes.
Well, I hope it come true. I mean, so many fans still waiting for another fight from Khabib, but everything that probably decision of Khabib will respect him. Already a legend. Now, as a coach, who do you think can be another Khabib on the future to come?
Well, I'll tell you, 3 guys I think can be champions from his stable. Islam Makhachev.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be champion. I think he's going to be the next lightweight champion. I think right now, in my opinion, I think Islam is top 3 in the world. He's in the 12th or 13th, but he's better than that. He's top 3. He's easily top 3. So I think Islam is going to be the next champion. Then I think Umar, his cousin, will be another champion, and then I think Usman. Usman's going to be the star of the three, though. Even though they all be champions, Usman is special. He's a killer. He's got the most ability I've ever trained of anybody in my whole entire life. He's so gifted. He is tall for his weight. He hits hard. He kicks hard. He's got good wrestling defense. He's got good wrestling offense. He's got submission defense. He's got submission offense. The only thing with him is he's young. He needs more experience. But Usman, and he's good looking. So you have a lot of combinations with Usman. Now we just got to work with him on his mental. And if he can be like Khabib, he will be a breakout star. Not like Khabib because he's different, but he can be famous as big as Khabib if he stays mentally strong and gets the right fights. But Islam and Umar will be champions.
Umar, Usman.
Umar.
So there are
Usman.
there are three. Islam Makhachev.
Yeah, will be lightweight champion in the UFC. Umar would be the featherweight champion, and then Usman he fights for Bellator. So I think he's going to win the Bellator championship, and then we'll see what happens from there. You know, I believe all three of those guys. There's more. Don't get me wrong, but those three stand out. Those three stand out to me.
Well, we look for that. And then among those Dagestani, so the coach is Americans. That's great. So you are the only Americans on the team?
So I have a lot of fighters in San Jose too. We're all together. But I'm just talking about ego fighters. That I have some other fighters that have great potential. They're going to make splashes. But we're just talking about ego fighters.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, Javier. There's so many information that you deliver to us here. And Khabib now in Dubai as well now?
No, not yet. No, he won't be in Dubai till. Well, we have January 15th, his father's event here, Eagle Fighting Championships with UAE Warriors. It's the greatest promotion in the Middle East. The UAE Warriors, they're combining together, and they're throwing an event in honor of Khabib's father on January 15th. I believe Abu Dhabi. I could be wrong. It might be Dubai, but it's in United Emirates. But it's UAE Warriors combined with Eagle Fighting Championships.
Well, we look forward to that. We'll be waiting for that. If there is some probably information, we'll be waiting on your Instagram on the January 15. Yeah.
It's going to be streamlined. I know. I'm pretty sure it is. I can send it to you to your Instagram. I can send you the link to it. I'll ask the promoter if he can send me how people can view it. That way you'll have it way ahead.
Wow, that's great, and probably it is a very good news for the Khabib fans in Indonesia, and we hope that we can see you guys come into Indonesia, come here after the pandemic, bring along all the guys. You can go to Indonesia. There's some beautiful places like Bali, Lombok, and things like that. But we cannot probably serve you like a prince, but we can probably give you recommendation, the great recommendation from Indonesian.
It's not about accommodations. It's about hospitality.
Whoa! You'll get it. I mean,
that's what's important. Not accommodations is nothing without hospitality. Nothing. So the hospitality is the best, and so no matter what it is, whether it's in a shack, whether it's in a mansion, the hospitality is the best. So you'll feel the best, and you'll feel at home, and that's what's most important. Than fancy cars, fancy this. That's not important. Not important at all. Not in life.
Wow. So you come to visit Indonesia and see how beautiful life can be, because we are probably a little bit tropical, what do you call it, weather, and probably suit you guys to do some kind of a holiday with your family and things like that. And you can give me probably a message, and I will serve it for you. Which one to go for the holiday with the family? We'll be waiting for you here in Indonesia. We hope to probably do some kind of a communication like this with Khabib if you met him, and send the regards from Indonesia. And also there's so many regards from Indonesia to you as well. We like when the last fight, it was like what do you call it? The sad drama happens from us, and then Alhamdulillah, now we can hear some news that probably can make the spirit go stronger again. Is there any last words for Indonesian, probably to give the spirit and everything through the pandemic?
I thank you for having me on, and I thank you to all Indonesian fans and Habib's fans. I have quite a few that text me, and I wish I can reply to everybody. I'm sorry, it's hard, but I appreciate it. I do read a lot of the great comments that I get from fans, and I think Indonesia is a great culture and a great religion that they practice over the Muslim religion, and the beautiful people.
Thank you very much, Javier. Thank you for your time as well. And,
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
What's going on here again now?
Last time was very bad decision because of you, coach.
Why?
You promote this guy because he have better angle. Now, when we finish meets, grappling, wrestling, drills, now we're gonna see.
Now you're gonna see.
This is championship rounds.
5 rounds?
This is number 5 round, and we're gonna. Okay, 25. We're gonna do 25 push-up, and people gonna choose who's doing better.
Okay. Well, you guys gotta get closer.
Let's go.
Hold on. Go.
Who?
I don't know. I didn't film it.
Pause.
I didn't film it.
No, pause, please.
How can I pose? I didn't film it.
Please, coach.
What?
Now you're gonna talk like this? I mean, people gonna choose who's winning.
Alhamdulillah teman-teman semua, ya ternyata Javier Mendez orangnya sangat humble sekali ya. Berada walaupun dia sendirian gitu dengan budaya yang berbeda dari teman-temannya semua timnya orang Dagestan, tapi dia tetap humble dan tentunya juga menyatakan bahwa loyalitas itu yang membuat dia menjadi orang yang sangat bisa dekat dengan semua orang. Luar biasa, respect sekali dengan Mr. Javier Mendez dan teman-teman semuanya. Itu tadi wawancara kita full dengan Javier Mendez, membuka mungkin teman-teman yang kangen dengan Khabib Nurmagomedov. Dan tentunya juga ini hal yang mengharukan. Kita ingatkan kembali pada saat beliau akhirnya memutuskan untuk mengundurkan diri dari MMA, tapi apapun keputusannya kita hormati, dan apapun yang akan menjadi keputusan berikutnya pun kita akan hargai. Ini sedikit ungkapan haru yang mungkin pernah teman-teman lihat di pertandingan, dan ada video yang sangat relate dengan apa yang berada dalam hati Khabib Nurmagomedov pada saat beliau melakukan declare retirement. Tapi sebelumnya saya juga mau pamit, jangan lupa untuk like and subscribe. Terima kasih untuk supportnya semua di Cerita Untung. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah. First of all, I want to say Alhamdulillah. God give me everything. Thank you for these guys with me and with my father more than 20 years. All my team, aka with Coach Khav, I love him so much. All my team. Thank you. Today, I want to say it was my last fight, and no way I'm gonna come here without my father. It was first time when, after what happened with my father, when UFC called me about Justin, I talked with my father, my mother, 3 days. She don't wanna I go fight without father, but I promise her it's gonna be my last fight. And if I give my word, I have to follow this. It was my last fight here. I know only one thing, what I want from UFC Tuesday. You guys have to put me on #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, because I deserve this. And UFC undisputed UFC lightweight champion, 13-0, 13 in UFC, 29 in all my pro MMA career. I think these guys not on my level, and this is good. Make them interim title. Tony deserved interim title, Conor #2, and everybody knows who.